Hi, this is Eric Peterson, and we're happy Monday. This is our final day of the scientific sessions, and today will be nothing short of a barn burner as we get down to the final stretch. Lots of great science still to happen. Hopefully you've enjoyed these meetings so far, had opportunities to learn a lot, as well as to share time with friends and colleagues. My top choice today is actually the physical activity guidelines for Americans. These are only the second time that there ever has been physical activity guidelines put out by the Health and Human Services Department. I think they'll be exciting to see what's changed over the last decade.
Yeah, it's really been since 2008 since we had physical activity guidelines, and there's been a lot of science in this decade looking at things like frequency and intensity of physical activity. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what those updates might be.
How about you, Don?
Yeah, my top pick for today is actually the Bethesda Plus 40 conference, and this is a joint session sponsored by both NHLBI and AHA. And back in 1978, the NHLBI convened the first Bethesda conference to try to understand why cardiovascular disease death rates were dropping so precipitously at that time. That fostered a whole round of research that drove those rates lower and lower over the ensuing 40 years. Unfortunately, since 2010, as you know, we've actually seen a stagnation, a flattening in those cardiovascular disease death rates. So we're convening this next panel, a series of speakers and then interaction with the audience to try to drive a new research agenda that will restore the drop in cardiovascular disease death rates and hopefully get us to even lower and lower levels. So I think that'll be a great morning-long session. We really want people to participate in the audience and try to bring their great ideas about how to drive a research agenda that will rebend the curve towards lower cardiovascular disease death rates.
Well, thinking about the future, my next pick would actually be looking at how potentially basic science will, in the future, change how cardiovascular disease is treated. In this final day, there's a whole series of late-breaking basic science abstracts that will be highlighted. These are showing some of the really cutting edge of where we are with regards to the bench research and how it potentially might apply outward. In that same light, there is a series of summits, one of them being on thrombosis as an example, which will look again at really that area just as the new discoveries are coming out of people's labs, having an opportunity to share with those who are at that verge or cutting edge of where science is going. I think it'll be quite exciting.
I think those will be great. And one of my picks for today also is a session on unpacking the cardiovascular biology of violence. I think a very hot topic, understanding not only what is the effect of living in a violent area on the cardiovascular system, but also understanding what is the intrinsic cardiovascular drive that may precipitate violence. It's a very interesting look at what obviously is a chronic problem in our society. So I'm looking forward to that one very much. As a wrap-up and perhaps as a send-off, it's been great to host people here in Chicago for these sessions. And we're looking forward, I think, to next year in Philadelphia. But Eric, this is your swan song as chair, and I just want to thank you for all your incredibly hard work. These have been wonderful meetings, and we certainly wish you the best.
Well, thank you. I think for all of you, you've heard it from labs to living life. We have seen it all at these Heart Association meetings. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Don, as well as everybody else who worked on this committee to turn in an amazing meeting in terms of the science behind it. Hope you all enjoyed. See you in Philadelphia.